Jason Kenny, I suppose. Jason, look, tell us a little bit about how your business has been affected by COVID as somebody working within the sports, health and nutrition industry. How has it been affected? How are you dealing with it? And I suppose, what changes do you think you will be making down the line?
Yeah, I think it's a multiple variable there. Yeah, I suppose I've been quite lucky. This lockdown has been very unique in itself. It's obviously given the whole world an opportunity to do a reset, including myself. I've had to go back to the drawing board in terms of not being able to attend gyms and meet clients and things like that face to face. My own business originally would have kind of started to wander online. So I've actually been never so busy in my entire life. It's manic. Every day it's hours upon hours. I really have to kind of structure and pencil people in. And it's very important, I suppose, in my own mind and sanity that I kind of take time away as well. And I set myself reminders. I'll give myself kind of 45 minutes stints so that I can get up and get away from the computer. And I'll try and pencil things in, so I'm making sure I'm getting my own exercise and training in and just keeping myself in the zone. But to answer your question, I suppose it's now gone to the point where people are starting to realize that after the first 3 weeks, they started to have quite a few arguments with the fridge. And I think the fridge was kind of winning the battle for a certain amount of length of time. And they started to kind of get on to the likes of myself and so on and so forth. But it didn't just stop there. We're doing an awful lot of corporate events, corporate webinars. I constantly booked in doing work with the ICB and stuff like that. And only finished one again on Monday, another one again for this Tuesday. So we're doing quite a lot of that kind of stuff. So the corporate industry has been quite prominent in taking on board the wellness approach. And I suppose the fact that their staff are working from home now, there's a whole mental aspect side of it as well, and just physicality and just keeping themselves sane. So yeah, it's interesting. What the future holds, nobody can really tell. I suppose we don't have a crystal ball that we can look into, but the way things are going, I think people are starting to realize that they're going to do a certain amount maybe at home and a certain amount at work. And certainly I think the online presence is going to become even more prominent. What have I coming up? I have the launch of a new app, whole body transformation app. I spent the last couple of weeks, couple of months putting it together, launching it. So I have a whole marketing team now behind that they're in the process of I suppose getting it ready now to go to market. It's quite good. It's a lot of recipes, hundreds of recipes actually in it. There's all automatic check-ins and there's workouts, I suppose, body weighted workouts and things like that. So just to accommodate for people who don't have access to equipment and gym, but can still kind of get the best out of the environment they're in.
Yeah, I suppose there has been a huge drive, obviously, for people to kind of get some sort of basic setups at home, be it power racks, be it benches, be it free weights, TRX, all those kind of bits of kit that I'm sure Amazon have been flat out. If Jason Kenny was on a desert island and could pick 3 or 4 pieces of equipment, what would be the most crucial or the most beneficial or the bits of equipment that you can get the most out of that you'd pick?
Well, I suppose maybe a set of dumbbells, a gym ball, and I suppose if I was going to do something, I'm thinking more now. Obviously, you said desert island, so I'm sure you can't plug something in. But if I had an opportunity, I'd probably go for maybe just a.
Oh, hang on, we just found a socket. What you plug it in? What would you get that you could plug in?
I'd probably go for a treadmill then or something to that effect. Just so getting a bit of the cardio. So it's a nice crossover. You can look with the gym ball and weights. You can do quite a lot. You have so many exercise you can do, and calisthenics is a huge thing, but people kind of forget about cardio quite a bit. And look, we've been really, during this lockdown, we've been so blessed with the weather. So I keep saying to everyone, we're locked down, but we're not locked out, so we just got to keep that in mind, keep that focus, and just redirect ourselves.
I suppose as well, sometimes you hear people talking about people's mental health and mental well-being during the lockdown, but so much of that mental well-being, I know for me especially, is tied in with physical activity and exercise. And, as people are trying to work from home, maybe with kids in the house, the work environment suffers. It can become quite stressful. You can tend to slack off on the exercise. You can get into a kind of a real bad cycle fairly quickly if you don't kind of step away from it.
Yeah, no, it's a fact. Yeah, look, I mean, there's a psychological process to all of this too, and I think you gotta segregate it. And like I do with my own lads, I have a routine put in place, and I hit the ground running from the minute it started. It's been productive, and it's good use of your time, really, And I mean, just because you're getting stuff done doesn't mean that you're exceptionally busy. What it means is that you're getting more out of your day, and you're allowing time and for everybody else. So it's time management is really crucial. And I mean, that's a kind of a crossover naturally from the sporting industry. We got to pencil stuff in. You got to get your food right, your training right, your rest right, so you've got to allow time for family. So look, do you know what? There's a bit of EQ in all of this as well, emotional intelligence. And that sometimes you just got to realize that, look, the kids are starting to feel it now as well. Other members of the family are in a situation where they're not able to do what they normally do, and maybe out of work. Or their frontline staff. Like my own wife is frontline staff, so she's been on the go since day one, and it's been hard on her. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, I have to get my calls in. I have to talk with clients. I have to make progress on apps. I'm doing vlogs. It's podcasting. It's quite productive, but at the same time, everything is scheduled. So, I mean, my morning start, I get the lads up. They're up at 9. I'm up a couple of hours before them. I'm getting my bits and pieces organized. I'm out. I get a coffee, whatever it is, and I'll just get out, get some air. But the boys are in. Their homework starts by 10 o'clock, and by 12:30, they're finished. We get them out. We just do a quick walk with them, get a bit of lunch, come back, do a few more bits and pieces around and the house, get them used to kind of tidying up and do whatever they need to do. And then we do a couple of games, a couple of exercises with them and stuff. And then the rest of the time is their own. So it's kind of just keeping that structure all the time.
Jason, I suppose for anybody who is looking for help or advice and thinking of getting in touch with you, how can they do that?
jasonkenny.ie. If they want to get in contact with me, just go into the website. You have full access to me there. You get an idea of what's going on, what I'm at. And, I suppose anything that's coming up now, any updates. The website will be updated in the next week or two anyway. There's going to be quite a few changes, especially with this new app launch. I've developed a few programs on it, sleep programs. I've developed stress programs and stuff like that. There's a couple of accountability programs on it. There's vegetarian options and the standard options. There's quite a lot involved in it. But for the moment, we're just going to keep it simple and keep it basic for people to help themselves. At least it's something in their pocket they have and they can access at any time,
Jason, thanks for your time. And look, maybe when that app is live, you can come back on here and we can test it and show everybody how it works.
Absolutely. Thanks a million, Raf.